Corey Harrison is a name that resonates with millions of fans around the world, thanks to his prominent role on the hit reality TV show Pawn Stars. For over a decade, viewers have been captivated by the antics, negotiations, and family dynamics inside the famous gold and silver pawn shop in Las Vegas, Nevada. As the Pawn Star known affectionately as Big Hoss, Corey became a central figure in this family business-turned-global phenomenon. But behind the bright lights and the cameras, many fans have wondered, what really happened to Corey Harrison? Beyond the smiling face and witty banter, what struggles, challenges, and changes has he faced? Has his role in the show or the pawn shop evolved? And what is Corey's life like today? In this video we will explore the full story, from Corey's early years, through his rise to fame, to the personal trials he has faced away from the spotlight, and the truths behind the headlines. Corey Harrison was born on April 27, 1983, in the bustling city of Las Vegas, Nevada. From the very beginning, Corey's life was intertwined with the glittering but hard-working spirit of this desert oasis. Las Vegas, known primarily for its casinos and entertainment, was also home to a close-knit family business that would come to define Corey's future. Corey was born into the Harrison family, a lineage deeply rooted in the pawnbroking industry. His grandfather, Richard Benjamin Harrison Sr., known affectionately as the Old Man, had founded the gold and silver pawn shop in 1989. Richard, a former U.S. Navy sailor, had a vision to create a pawn shop that was not only a business but a community hub, offering trust and service to people across Las Vegas. Growing up, Corey was immersed in this environment. He was the eldest son of Rick Harrison, who had taken over day-to-day operations of the shop, and Sherry Harrison, a key figure in the family's personal life. Corey's upbringing was heavily influenced by the shop's culture, a place where history, commerce, and personal stories converged. From a young age, Corey was exposed to the intricacies of pawnbroking. He watched his grandfather's no-nonsense attitude and keen eye for value, while his father brought a blend of savvy business sense and showmanship. These influences shaped Corey's approach to both business and life. The pawn shop was not just a place of work, it was a family legacy that Corey would inherit. As a child, Corey helped out in the store whenever possible, learning the ropes under the watchful eyes of his father and grandfather. He developed a deep appreciation for antiques, collectibles, and the stories behind each item that passed through the shop's doors. This early education in valuing history and negotiation would become his trademark on Pawn Stars. Despite growing up in a family business, Corey also had to navigate the challenges that come with being part of a close family unit. The dynamic between the generations, especially between Corey and his grandfather, was sometimes complex. Richard Harrison Sr. was known for his gruff exterior and tough love approach, traits that made for compelling television but also real-life family tension. Nonetheless, Corey's respect and admiration for his grandfather never wavered. He viewed Richard as a mentor and the cornerstone of the business. The shop was more than just a livelihood, it was a symbol of family pride and perseverance. In school, Corey was known as a down-to-earth and approachable kid. He was athletic and enjoyed sports, but his focus was always linked to the family enterprise. By his teenage years, Corey was working more consistently in the shop, learning everything from appraisal to customer service. His formative years were a balance of typical youth activities and the unique experiences of running a business in the neon-lit heart of Las Vegas. This blend of worlds would later make Corey a relatable figure to audiences worldwide. As Corey matured into adulthood, the gold and silver pawn shop was gaining local renown, but it was still far from the international fame it would achieve with Pawn Stars. Corey's generation was poised to take the reins and usher the family business into a new era. By the mid-2000s, the gold and silver pawn shop had firmly established itself as a reputable local business in Las Vegas, attracting tourists and collectors alike. However, the Harrison family had no idea that their daily lives and business would soon become a worldwide sensation. The turning point came in 2009 when the History Channel premiered Pawn Stars, a reality television series centered around the daily operations of the gold and silver pawn shop. The show introduced viewers to the colorful personalities behind the counters: Richard the Old Man Harrison, his son Rick Harrison, and Rick's son Corey, affectionately known as Big Hoss. Corey, in his mid-20s at the time, quickly became a fan favorite. His imposing physical presence paired with a sharp mind and quick wit gave him a distinctive on-screen persona. Viewers appreciated his combination of toughness and humor, as well as his genuine passion for the unique items brought into the shop. The show's format, mixing negotiation drama, historical tidbits, and family banter, proved wildly successful. What started as a simple reality series quickly turned into a cultural phenomenon, attracting millions of viewers per episode. Pawn Stars became one of the History Channel's highest-rated shows, running for over a decade with hundreds of episodes. For Corey, the sudden fame was a whirlwind. Overnight, He went from being a local pawn shop employee to an international television personality. This exposure brought new opportunities but also new pressures. Corey found himself under the scrutiny of the public eye, with fans and critics alike paying close attention to his actions, demeanor, and business decisions. On the show, Corey often played the role of the heavy hitter, the one who could intimidate tough customers but also bring a level-headed approach to negotiations. His knowledge of history and collectibles grew as the show progressed, and viewers saw his skills sharpened with every transaction. The dynamic between Corey and his grandfather, Richard Sr., was a highlight for many fans. Their contrasting personalities, the old man's gruff, no-nonsense attitude and Corey's mix of seriousness and humor, created engaging moments filled with both tension and warmth. The show also spotlighted the familial tensions behind the scenes. While the Harrisons presented a united front for the cameras, Corey was candid in acknowledging that family disagreements were a real part of the business. This honesty endeared him to audiences, making him feel authentic and relatable. With Pawn Stars growing in popularity, Corey's role expanded beyond the shop floor. He began making public appearances, signing autographs, and participating in interviews and conventions. The increased workload meant Corey had to balance his time between the shop, the show, and his personal life. Financially, the show was a boon. The increased foot traffic to the gold and silver pawn shop brought more customers, and licensing deals and merchandise opportunities followed. Corey was part of a business transformation that took a humble pawn shop to a multi-million-dollar enterprise. However, fame was not without its challenges. Corey faced the pressure of maintaining his public image, dealing with rumors, and navigating the complexities of family fame. The constant filming and public exposure meant his private life became harder to keep private. Despite these challenges, Corey embraced the opportunity to represent his family and their legacy. He recognized that Pawn Stars was more than entertainment. It was a platform that allowed the Harrisons to share their story, their values, and their passion with a global audience. As the show entered its peak years, Corey's reputation as a key figure in the pawn industry was solidified. He gained respect not only as a TV personality but as a knowledgeable pawnbroker who understood the value of history and negotiation. Corey Harrison has had a personal life that has unfolded publicly over the years. Corey's first wife was Charlene Steele, whom he married in 2009. They were high school sweethearts, and Charlene worked at the gold and silver pawn shop alongside Corey. However, their marriage ended in divorce in 2015. The reasons for their separation have not been publicly disclosed, and both have maintained a level of privacy regarding their personal lives. In May 2017, Corey married Corina Kiki Harrison, an executive assistant. The couple welcomed their son, Richard Benjamin Harrison, in October 2018. Unfortunately, their marriage faced challenges, and they filed for divorce in August 2018, which was finalized shortly thereafter. Corey cited their conflicting work schedules as a factor in their separation, though they have remained on amicable terms since their divorce. Corey and Kiki's son, Richard Benjamin Harrison, was born in October 2018. He was named after Corey's late grandfather, Richard Benjamin Harrison, known as the Old Man. Richard has been kept out of the public eye, and there is limited information available about him, as his parents have chosen to maintain his privacy. As of the latest information, Corey Harrison is not currently married. He has been relatively private about his personal relationships following his divorce from Kiki. There have been no public confirmations of a new partner or significant other. Corey continues to focus on his work at the gold and silver pawn shop and his role in the Pawn Stars series. Corey Harrison's journey has not been without significant health challenges. One of the most notable struggles he has faced is managing type 2 diabetes, a chronic condition that has impacted his personal and professional life profoundly. Corey's diagnosis with type 2 diabetes came as a turning point in his life. Though the exact date of his diagnosis has not been widely publicized, Corey has spoken openly about living with the disease for several years. Type 2 diabetes is a condition characterized by high blood sugar levels due to the body's resistance to insulin or insufficient insulin production. It requires careful management of diet, exercise, and sometimes medication to avoid serious complications such as heart disease, nerve damage, and kidney problems. For Corey, the diagnosis was a wake-up call. He recognized that his lifestyle, including long hours at the pawn shop, frequent eating on the go, and the stress of fame, contributed to health risks. Managing diabetes demanded major adjustments to Corey's routine. He had to become more conscious about his diet, incorporate exercise, and monitor his blood sugar levels consistently. This was a challenge given the demanding nature of his work and his family responsibilities. At times, Corey experienced physical symptoms related to diabetes, including fatigue and other complications that made his daily duties more difficult. There were moments when his health struggles forced him to slow down or delegate responsibilities at the shop. Corey's openness about his health struggles has been an important part of his public persona. Unlike some celebrities who keep medical issues private, Corey chose to share his journey to raise awareness and encourage others facing similar challenges. He has discussed his condition in interviews, on social media, and occasionally on Pawn Stars, helping to destigmatize diabetes and highlighting the importance of proper management. Corey's candidness also fostered a supportive relationship with fans who admired his honesty and resilience. Many praised him for showing that health issues do not have to define a person's life or limit their ambitions. In response to his diagnosis, Corey made significant lifestyle changes. These included adopting a healthier diet with reduced sugar and processed foods, increasing physical activity, and attending regular medical checkups. He also embraced mindfulness and stress reduction techniques to better handle the pressures of his public and personal life. These changes not only helped him control his diabetes but also improved his overall well-being, allowing him to continue his work and family life more fully. Like many managing a chronic illness, Corey faced setbacks and challenges. There were times when balancing health with the demands of filming, business, and parenting was difficult. In some interviews, Corey admitted to struggling with the discipline required to maintain strict dietary and exercise routines, acknowledging the temptation of unhealthy foods and the stress of a busy lifestyle. Despite these hurdles, Corey remained committed to improving his health, motivated by his desire to be present and active for his family and fans. Corey's health journey also influenced how he approached his career. At times, he scaled back his on-screen appearances or business involvement to prioritize self-care. This shift was noted by fans and commentators, who recognized that Corey's transparency about his condition made him more relatable and humanized the often glamorized reality TV lifestyle. By advocating for health awareness, Corey transformed a personal challenge into a source of inspiration for others, reinforcing his role not just as a pawn shop expert but as a role model. Over the years, Corey Harrison has undergone a profound personal transformation. From the young man stepping behind the counter of the gold and silver pawn shop to a seasoned businessman and public figure, Corey's journey has been marked by growth, resilience, and self-discovery. In the early days of Pawn Stars, Corey was often seen as the brash and confident Big Hoss, a figure who could be tough and imposing when negotiating deals. While that persona remains part of his identity, Corey has matured significantly, both personally and professionally. He has spoken openly about how his experiences with family dynamics, health challenges, and fatherhood have reshaped his priorities. The once headstrong young man has become more reflective, patient, and focused on long-term goals rather than short-term wins. Corey has also become more adept at managing the pressures of fame. He understands the importance of balancing public visibility with private boundaries, choosing carefully how much of his personal life to share and when to step back for self-care. His growth is evident in his approach to business as well. Corey now places greater emphasis on strategic planning, mentoring younger staff, and exploring ways to diversify the family business beyond just pawnbroking. Though Pawn Stars remains a defining part of Corey's career, he has branched out into several new ventures. Corey is involved in expanding the gold and silver pawn shop's brand through merchandise, online sales, and special events. He has also invested time in community outreach, partnering with local organizations in Las Vegas to support causes such as diabetes awareness and youth education. Corey's health journey inspired him to become an advocate for wellness, and he frequently participates in related campaigns. In addition to these efforts, Corey has explored opportunities in media and entertainment beyond the pawn shop. Whether through guest appearances, interviews, or potential new television projects, Corey continues to leverage his expertise and charisma. His entrepreneurial spirit is matched by a commitment to preserving the family legacy while adapting to changing market conditions and consumer interests. Corey often reflects on the dual-edged nature of fame. While Pawn Stars brought unprecedented success and opportunity, it also introduced challenges related to privacy, expectations, and public scrutiny. He has expressed gratitude for the platform the show provided but acknowledges the sacrifices involved in living life partly in the spotlight. Family remains at the heart of Corey's world. Despite the ups and downs of his public career, his greatest joy comes from his role as a husband and father. He credits his family for grounding him and providing purpose beyond business. Corey's reflections reveal a man who values authenticity and connection. He understands that his journey is ongoing, shaped by lessons learned, challenges overcome, and the relationships that sustain him. In interviews, Corey often shares messages of resilience and hope, encouraging others to embrace their struggles and strive for balance. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this and want to learn more about your favorite stars and untold stories, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you.